Hello, everyone, and I've got my first guest of the day fresh off the Unfiltered panel, which was great. Michal, Grno, who is CMO at Pixel Federation. Michal, so good to have you join me here today for this interview.
It's lovely to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, as CMO, I want to pick your brains about a few things. And firstly, you guys have massively successful games, and I'm particularly thinking about TrainStation 2 and Diggy's Adventure. These are games with hugely loyal community bases, fans. How do you think you guys have retained your players for such a long time?
Well, that's a good question. And it comes down to the great game designers and producers and the teams that build those games. And we're focusing on building long-term experiences for the players. So from the very first start, basically, we're focusing on building games that had a lot of content. So for example, for Diggy's, it's a 14 years old game already. And the amount of content that we built over those years, it would take years, maybe even up to 10 years, to go through if a player started it today. So there is a lot of things that you can do. And also it comes down not only to the amount of content, but for the LiveOps. So all games that we basically build have a lot of content and a lot of like LiveOps shit. We can cut it off then. Anyway, so the amount of we focus on LiveOps, so building special events and new things in the game every single month, and the community and the player base really appreciates it. So, and by this, like tailoring the gameplay and building something new, even for the old titles, helps us to keep the community and the players to win the game for so long.
Okay, interesting stuff. And obviously, Michal, as CMO, you guys are appealing to so many different markets. What are the differences in sort of shaping your marketing strategy for, the Americas versus Europe versus Asia?
Yeah, that's like, to be honest, as a company, I would say we are really strong in Asia, for example, and so Southeast Asia, Pacific, and even like South America. And we are more focused on the Western markets because we tend to believe we know them better. And it comes down to multiple factors. But first of all, it's difficult if you don't have the right insights from the cultures like Japan, Korea, and other Southeast Asia countries. And you don't have the experience and you don't have the people that understand those markets in the team. It's super difficult, right? So we try to focus more on the Western markets where we see, first of all, the value, and also we tend to understand them better. We focus that, but I have to say, Train game, for example, TrainStation 2 and 3, and in the older ones are pretty successful in Japan, but it came down to do the localization and subtle culturalization right. Before that, when we were trying just to have the game in English, it just wasn't working, right? So in terms of how it shapes the marketing strategy, we're still focusing on the Western markets, but we are slowly improving our experiences for Asian people and other regions in the world, just to be more diversified, let's call it that way. But it's not easy from a team where you only have people from one nationality or a couple of nationalities from the middle of Europe.
Right. And obviously, you guys have massively popular games, as I've mentioned. I'm sure there's a myriad of Discord channels and sort of subreddits of community fans and players who love your game. So what kind of role does community feedback play for you guys? Does it play a big role?
Well, we are, I would say, community-based, but we tend to believe, or one of the claims of the company is actually that we are building games because we are players. So the claim is like from players to players. Right. So the community management and talking with the players is a crucial part of our business. But we have to be cautious about. It was a nice saying that you have to be cautious about the loud voice minority.
Right.
So you don't know if you only made game based on the community feedback, like it wouldn't be profitable. Like there wouldn't be any ads, for example, in the games, and we wouldn't make the business. But it's important to listen to the most valuable players that are your most loyal most loyal players, because they are the ones that are playing the games, they are the ones that are spending their money on.
Right. I'm sure they have some valuable insights.
Yes, they have valuable. So we regularly listen to them. We do also qualitative feedback. But as for the how does it shape or how does it change decisions that I make as a CMO, or how we run a UA, for example? Okay, we are not doing like some total misleading, sexist, whatever ads that could hurt our brand and hurt our community. But we tend to focus on things that work and bring ROI. So, and also we're focusing on new user acquisition, not on re-engagements and targeting players that are already in the game, at least from budget perspective, right? So, so yeah, we listen to them, from the most valuable, the hardcore players that we have, but as for the UA and like growing the business, is only a feedback that we listen to, but would not make decisions based upon.
Right, it doesn't change the game plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so my final question to you, Michal, and this is one that's more personal. So you're obviously CMO, you have a big role. What is something that you're really proud of that you've achieved at Pixel Federation? What is something, you can look back on perhaps in the future and you think, wow, I did that?
Yeah, I would say I did that, but the amazing team that I have a chance to work with did that. And it's one of the initiatives that we started last year, but materialized this year. And it's an initiative that we call Save the Rails. So we, as a game developers and lovers of like trains, that is like one of the biggest titles that we have currently, we want to give back to the community and to the world, not only take, right? Yeah. So we partnered with a small railway in Slovakia that needed help. They made some fundraising on the side, but we decided to pitch in a little bit as well. So we did a fundraising within the game by making a special offer where all the proceeds that we generated basically went to the railway to help them survive their hardship that they had experienced in the last years. And by this, we give back something to community. And this is something that we want to explore more, even in other parts of the world. So we started small in Slovakia. We raised a couple of tens of thousands of euros that we give back to a nice initiative that is in Slovakia, by the way. If you want to come see an old steam trains running around, it's in the middle of Slovakia, in the heart of Europe.
Oh wow! And
it was a really nice initiative. They really liked it. The community really loved it, actually. So I would say it was a really successful thing. I'm really proud of that, and not me as a CMO, but the team that made this possible. And
you're proud of the team, yeah.
Yeah, the team made it, and I'm really proud of that they can work with them.
Gaming for good, I love it, Michal. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.